Thanks, Riaz. Good morning at 6:30. A large house fire in North Vancouver has now been put out by crews in the area. The call came in just before 5:30. The fire was burning in a residential neighborhood near Hoskins Road and Coleman Street, not too far from Upper Lynn Elementary School. The District of North Vancouver Fire Department says the fire started in the garage and 3 people got out safely. They were checked out by paramedics as a precaution. Smoke alarms were working in the home. The area is still shut down to traffic. It's the only day this week that BC teachers are not taking part in a rotating strike, but that doesn't mean classes will be full of students either. Greg Harper joins us live from Lord Tweedsmuir Secondary School in Surrey, where students have organized a walkout this morning. Greg.
Good morning, Jody. Yes, a very large province-wide student walkout is taking place this morning, and one of the organizers of this is a grade 12 student here at Lord Tweedsmuir Secondary. This is a walkout that's involving nearly 14,000 students, this based on a Facebook page that was created on this event. And many who will be taking part in this walkout across the province today say it's not a matter of picking sides here, and they're not. They're not saying the BCTF or the government is right here, but what they are is tired of being stuck in the middle. Victoria Barker is one of the organizers of this event, and she is saying this won't be the last of demonstrations like this. The goal is to put pressure on both the teachers union and the provincial government to get a deal done.
I'm in grade 12, and with the lockout, I have a very limited amount of time before and after school that I can go in and ask teachers for help. And with the strike, I'm missing class time that students need for their grades or for provincial exam prep.
So it looks as though thousands of students won't be at school today as they take part in this walkout. And at some point today, we're also expecting a decision from the Labour Relations Board based on some of the lockout provisions that teachers have been dealing with, including that 10% cut in pay. Jody?
Hopefully both sides will hear these students and their frustration. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live this hour from Surrey. Thanks, Greg. One strike has been averted on the Vancouver waterfront, but a second is closer to reality this morning. C-SPAN has agreed to enter into binding arbitration with members of the Canadian Merchant Service Guild. They include tugboat captains and engineers. Yesterday, members of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union voted 100% in favor of striking. They also work on tugs, helping tankers and ships dock and leave the port. Strike notice could be issued as early as tomorrow.
Basically, they've said they make a profit, they'd like more profit, and they say that this would somehow enable them to be in a position where they could compete with other companies, when in fact the other companies are on the same terms and conditions as C-SPAN is at this time.
The longshore workers could be ready to walk off the job as early as Sunday. The labor dispute came to a head when C-SPAN decided to impose new contract conditions after months of talks failed to produce an agreement. Sun seekers rejoice. Forecasters are predicting a warm, dry summer for Western Canada. AccuWeather's 2014 summer outlook is predicting that a combination of high pressure and above normal sea surface temperatures in the Northeast Pacific will lead to higher than normal temperatures and a reduced chance of rain. But that means an increased threat of forest fires, especially in our interior region. Eastern Canada is bracing for cooler, wetter weather leading into the summer season. And here's what our very own meteorologist Russ Lacade had to say about the predictions.
I would expect that water restrictions will become top of mind over the next couple of months, not to mention an elevated fire hazard risk over the interior. It just remains to be seen how much rainfall they get on the other side of the mountains.
Today is the 25th anniversary of China's deadly crackdown on protesters in Beijing's Tiananmen Square. These are some of the scenes from that day as the People's Liberation Army opened fire on the crowd. The number of fatalities has never been clear. Anywhere from hundreds to more than 1,000 people died in the center of Beijing. Heavy security in the city today is preempting any attempts to publicly commemorate one of the country's darkest chapters in history. The Taliban has released a video showing the handover of Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl to U.S. forces in eastern Afghanistan. The American soldier was released in exchange for 5 Taliban detainees from Guantanamo Bay. It's something the Taliban is touting as a significant achievement. Bergdahl spent 5 years in captivity and may come under investigation that could lead to charges of desertion. The Pentagon says Bergdahl walked away from his unit unarmed before he was captured. Some say this decision put his fellow soldiers in danger and that some were killed while searching for him.